I want to make note of the fact that this is Monday, the 10th of September in 1990,
Right.
and the gentleman in the camera are fixing to load a heavy machine onto this trailer to be hauled to a job site where they're going to tear down a building. I'm going to be trying to take pictures of them doing that. And now I want to hear from you a little bit, Gene. Have you got anything to say to us?
At the end of the day, we all want to leave this world knowing that we made a difference and that our lives had purpose. And I feel like my daddy, Daddy Gene Brascomb, he did that. He did a good job at that.
I met Gene in 1956, and we became very good friends. And later on, he became a member of my family. He became a blessed brother-in-law. I wouldn't want no other brother-in-law could be any better than Gene was to me. We stayed in Newark for a while, and we moved from Newark to Orlando. And I came and moved right next door to Gene and his family, and we enjoyed each other. Our hobbies was fishing and cookouts. And he was a man that anything that I needed done after the passing of my husband, he was there for me. And if I didn't know how to go about doing something, how to get in touch with somebody, he would show me how to get it done. If he couldn't tell me at that moment, he'd say, give me a minute. And he was there for me. He promised my husband he was going to take care of me, and Gene did just that. Gene took care of me and my family after my husband passed. We didn't see eye to eye at all times, but we didn't fuss, we didn't fight. He would look at me, and then he would say to me in a joking manner, you are a tough woman to get along with. Yeah, I can truly say from the depths of my heart that he was a brother-in-law, and I loved him. I'm gonna miss him, but God knows best.
If you knew my dad, man, my dad had a lot of sayings. He had a lot of sayings, but one of the sayings that he had was, it's hard to be a Gene. That'll always stick with me. And I used to ask him, Daddy, why you always say it's hard to be a Gene? He say, son, only thing you gotta do, just stick around. You'll see what I'm talking about. And listen, every single time my dad would go out and go to work, he would come in after a hard day's work, and he always want to go back there in that meat house. I say, man, why don't you get somewhere and sit down sometimes, man? Don't you get tired sometimes? He say, hey, son, he say, I sleep when I die. That's one of the things he always told me. He say, man, right about now, he say, this is what you got to do to be a man. You want to feed your family? He say, one day, son, this was before I had kids or whatever. He say, one day, son, before you have kids, this is what you're going to have to do. And you just, hey, only thing you got to do is follow your old man pattern. And that's what I do. So I always know my old man he was always a strong man. He was a provider. And he was a very hard worker, man. And one thing I can say about my old man is he never had favoritism with his kids. When he did for one, he did for all of them. And I love him. I miss him so much.
I think it's ironic that he only finished the 8th grade, and yet he went on to be an entrepreneur and own multiple businesses. That didn't happen in our community, and that was very uncommon. As a black man in the 1960s, that was unheard of. I got my resilience from my dad. There's an old saying, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. My dad taught me how to fish. He taught me a craft. I carried on the legacy, and now I'm building generational wealth for my boys, Tristan and Asher. As a matter of fact, you can find us online, brascombsmeats.com. That's brascombsmeats.com.
Yeah, if you know my father, you know he loved fishing. That was one of the values that he taught me when I was a child. He was like, hey, champ, if I can show you how to fish, then you can eat forever, and that's one of the things that I learned from him. And I picked up I can't get Fred to go with me, but, it's all good. When we were on the water, he was like a real quiet, but he was serious about his fishing. But he taught me, like even through trials and tribulations, to always look up and be strong and carry on. That's one of the things I brought from him.
Uncle Gene was my dad, David, big brother. He wasn't able to be here with us today.
So we came to support on his behalf.
I'm Kitty. I'm the niece of Gene Brascomb.
I'm Mimi, and we are the nieces of Eugene Brascomb. He was a good dude, a loving, kind-hearted. Like we was raised with him, so he was a man of his word. And then he did teach us how to get food, like from sauce. Like we was hungry, go out there in the backyard and just teach us everything that we was supposed to know, like sausages, anything. I will miss him, because even when I stayed with my granddaddy in Sunset, he used to always come. Like, even though my daddy didn't come around like that, my Uncle Gene, he made sure he came around, like, since we was younger to the older age. So he'll be missed. Gentle giant.
Gene Brascomb has been a part of our family for a long time. And my brother Ezra and Gene were two bosom buddies. Gene would play the guitar and my brother would sing. And every time my brother would holler and I would say, "Ooh, did he hit a wrong tune or what?" But they were together. You couldn't hardly see one without the other. But Gene is a wonderful person. He's a man that you could trust. And if he gave you his word, he said he's just like the Lord above. And one good slogan he had, oh my goodness, good looking out. We had programs and sometimes we were tired, but he was still ready to go. But Gene was a wonderful person, and I thank God for the chance of getting to know and be around him.
I'm Jesse Mosley, one of the original Melodies of Harmony, a group that Brother Gene Brascomb organized back in 1968. Brother Gene and I became very fast friends at that time. His children was like my children, and my children was like his. His children called me Uncle Jesse, and my children called him Uncle Gene. Gene thought he was the best guitar player in Orlando, and I thought he was pretty good too. We're gonna miss Gene. I know he's somewhere up there in heaven now with that guitar. Rest well, Gene. I know we'll meet again.
At the end of the day, we all want to leave this world knowing that we made a difference and that our lives had purpose. And I feel like my daddy, Daddy Gene Brascomb, he did that. He did a good job at that.
And now I want to hear from you a little bit, Gene. Have you got anything to say to us?
Not much. The only thing I like to say is it's hard to be a Gene. That's all I got to say.
It's nice to be a Gene, you say?
It's hard to be a Gene.
Well, that's good.
Hopefully I get a chance to show you.
Father in oh Lord, Lord, help me this evening in your name. I want you to help me, please, Lord. can't